Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing the new chapter, that is chapter 2, that is sources and conveyance of the water. Okay. So we have discussed about the first chapter, what is the quality and quantity of the water, what are the impurities present in the water. We have all have been discussed in chapter 1. So today we will be discussing about sources, what are the sources of water, how the water convenience for us. Okay. So we will be discussing about this. So in this chapter, we'll be reading about surface sources, underground sources, yield from the well, intake, pumps for conveyance and distribution, pipe materials and pipe joints. Okay, so we'll be discussing all this in this chapter. Okay. So first we will be discussing about water sources. Okay, as we know, as I have already told in the water sources in the first chapter, that is I have already told the two water sources, that is surface sources and ground sources. Okay, so we will be discussing details about that. So first is introduction of the water sources. Sources from which the water is available for the water supply scheme are the water sources. Okay, and the most common water sources are two, as I have told you, surface sources, that are streams, ponds, lakes, rivers and impounded reservoirs. And in the grounded sources, that is we get the water from the ground, that is springs, infiltration galleries, infiltration wells, tube wells. Okay, these are the ground sources. Okay, so I have already told sources from which the water is available for the water supply scheme. These are called as water sources. And the quantity of the water mainly depends on the following. Okay, so what are the following, what are the quantity of the water? It mainly depends on the selection of the site for collection works, preparations and control of the catchment area, and the choice of the type of the reservoir, what are the choice and the type of the reservoir from where the water should be collected, and the treatment of the reservoir sites as well as the operation of the reservoir, the design, constructions and maintenance of the dams and lakes, and also the design and maintenance and construction of intake and outtake structures. Okay, so here the quantity of the water mainly depends on these purposes. Okay, you can see here the diagram or the images I have shown here, different water sources, that is we get from the water from tap water, sea water, pond, well, hand pump, river. We get water from all these types of sources. Okay, so we will read about, that is surface sources we will be reading about. So in the surface sources, they are divided as streams, lakes, ponds, rivers, impounded reservoirs. They have been divided. Okay, so we will be reading about first, that is streams. In the mountainous regions, the streams are formed by the runoff. Okay, in mountainous regions, the streams are formed by the runoff. The discharge in streams is much in rainy season than the other seasons, and those streams which dry up in summer and contain water during the rainfall is known as running streams. Okay, those are the streams which are dried in summer and contains water only during the rainfall. These are known as running streams. Okay, and the quality of the water in the streams is normally good, but sometimes the runoff water while flowing over the ground is mixed with clay. Okay, while the stream of the water is flowing, it is mixed with the clay, or we can say mixed with clay, sand and mineral impurities. Okay, so the quality of the water in streams is normally good, and while they are mixing with the sand, mineral and impurities, so this can be removed by the filtration, or this can be removed by settling tanks. Okay, so these are the suspended impurities, and the dissolved impurities also require treatments. Okay, so these streams generally flow in valleys, but sometimes runoff water, as I have told, but sometimes runoff water while flowing over the ground is mixed with clay, sand and mineral impurities, and all the suspended impurities are removed in settling tanks up to the certain extent, and the dissolved impurities require the special treatments. Okay, so these are the streams. Okay, as I have shown you, you can here see the diagram of the stream. shown here the diagram of the streams. Okay, and next we'll be reading about, that is lakes. Okay, in the lakes, here you can see the diagram. I have shown you the lakes diagram. In mountainous and some places, the natural basins are formed with impervious beds. Water from the springs and the streams generally flow towards these basins and the lakes are formed. So we can say that water from where the springs and streams, the water have been coming and it directly flows towards the basins or the lakes that in that the water have been formed. And the quantity of the water in the lakes mainly depends upon its basins, capacity, catchment area where the how much area the water contains, that is the catchment area, and the annual rainfall, porosity of the ground. Okay, so these are known as lakes. Okay, so we can say that how the lakes have been formed, the water that have been coming from the springs and the streams that directly flows towards those basins that are lakes have been formed, and the quantity of the lakes or the quantity of the water in the lakes mainly depends upon the capacity, catchment area, annual rainfall and porosity of the ground. Okay, so next we'll be reading about, that is ponds. As you have all been seen the ponds in our villages or in our nearby houses, the ponds have been there. You can see here the diagram I have shown you here, the images of the ponds. You can see there are some houses, or in the villages you can also see some ponds in our villages. Okay, the ponds these are the depression in plains like lakes of mountains in which the water is collected during rainy season. Sometimes the ponds are formed when much excavation is done for constructing the kacha houses in villages, embankment for the roads and the railways and manufacture of bricks. And the water from the ponds is used for the washing clothes, animal bathing and the drinking. And the quantity of the water in ponds is very small and contains large amount of impurities. Okay, as I have told you, you have seen in the villages your ponds. They are the depressions in the plains which are in the lakes of the mountains in which the water is collected in the rainy season, and the ponds are mainly formed when much excavation is done for constructing the kacha houses in villages, embankment for the roads, railways, and there the ponds have been formed. And the water of the ponds is usually we used the water in the pond like washing clothes, animal bathing, people also bath there. Okay, and drinking waters we also use, or we use that water for our drinking purposes we also use. And the quantity of the water in ponds is very small and it contains large amount of impurities. Impurities I have already discussed, that is suspended, colloidal and dissolved. This kind of impurities it can be formed. So next is, that is river. So river are born in hills. You can see here the diagram of the rivers have been shown. The rivers are born in hills. You can see. Okay, when the discharge of the large number of springs and the streams combine together. So if the discharge of large number of springs and the streams combine together, the rivers are born. In mountains, the quantity of the water in river remains small. Therefore, at such places, they are called as small rivers. Okay, so we can say that the rivers are born in the hills where the discharge of large number of springs and streams combine together, and in also the mountains the quantity of the water in rivers remains small. Therefore, at some places or at such places they are called as small rivers. Okay, we can also say that in summer the quality of the river is better than in monsoon. Okay, because in rainy season the runoff water also carries with it the clay, silt, sand. In the rainy season they carries all like clay, silt and sand. They have all been carried, but in quality of the water in summer is better than in the monsoon. Next is impounded reservoir. So it is found that there is great variation in the quantity of the water during the monsoon and summer season. The water can be stored in the river by constructing a pond, weir or a dam across the river at such places where the minimum of land is submerged in the water. You can see here I have shown you the diagram of impounded reservoirs. Okay, so it can be stored, the water can be stored by constructing the weir or a dam across the river, where the minimum of land is submerged in the water. So in the next class, we'll be reading about underground sources. Thank you.